Somehow I got on the wrong trail. I've got 3 really big fish. What's up, guys? It is way too early. I'm headed to a lake because my rivers are still flooded. We're gonna be fishing for cutthroat, tiger trout, and brook trout. So hopefully it's worth the drive, it's worth the hike, but should be good. Just had a little herd of elk run in front of me. Almost got them. Herd of elk right here off the road. Got another one. I just had 3 groups of elk run in front of my car. There are animals absolutely everywhere this morning. Somehow I got on the wrong trail. So now I've got to cut across this big old nasty ravine filled with crap and hike up that mountain to get back on the right trail. Oh, I'm down in the thick of it here. Trees are grabbing everything, but hey, whatever. I'm outside. I definitely should have been checking my map closer, but I didn't even see a little split in the trail. I didn't even think to check my map, but that's what you get. That's what you get. We did it. I know it doesn't seem like much, but this part of the lake actually has some really big fish in it. Huh. Got some blood on my face. Must have got scratched by a thorn bush. Anyway, enough chatting. Let's get fishing. I've got 3 really big fish that I've spotted already. I want to talk to you guys about my setup. I've got this little streamer on. I call it the Duff Minnow. It's something I tie super easy. I've got it on a loop knot that I've hit with chapstick, and this is straight 10-pound Maxima. You have to use heavy stuff when you're fishing around logs and weed beds. Maybe you hook less fish, but you're not gonna get them in if you don't have really good tackle. Look at the hook on this. You have to use good beefy hooks or they'll bend out and you're gonna miss fish, because I'm gonna have to apply the maximum amount of pressure if I even have a hope at landing one of these fish. I don't see that big fish anymore, but I'm just gonna drop my fly in, get it close to the logs and jig it, and we'll see what happens. There's a fish right here. That fish turned and kind of gave it a half look, but wasn't real interested. There's a fish right there. There's a good fish. That fish kind of sucked it in, but didn't get all the fly. So when I set, nothing. Split my line. Cut it off above the fray, tied a nail knot, made my own loop. There's another guy right there. Just came right up to it and then denied me. go. Oh, he's back on it. Just moved out from underneath that log, came right up to it, and then denied me. I'm definitely not getting enough interest to stick with this fly, so I'm going to switch it out for something different. Probably go smaller. Lots of looks, no commitment. Eating something down in the weeds there. Going tail up, maybe a scud or something. My finger's getting all torn apart, same with my hands from fishing. So I've got those black mechanic gloves I'm gonna throw on. Big fish just came right to it and then turned off. Fishing is a lot slower than I anticipated. They'll come over and look, but they just won't eat it. There's only the one that kind of halfway sucked it in, and so far it's been way tough. Things have not been going as expected, so I switched up to a Corona mid-rig. I'm gonna fish it about 5-6 feet under to the deepest fly and about 18 inches 2 feet up from there on the second fly. As my line makes a big C shape, I want to mend that out so that I can set the hook. There's a big fish sitting right here. Let's see if I can get him on these chironomids. Woo-hoo! Yeah! Skinny little guy. It's been really tough, but this deep bucket right here has a bunch of big fish cruising around it. So I'm gonna put on a chironomid under an indicator and just let it sit there. The chironomid is the only thing that's got a fish to eat, and I've had a few bites on it. Like 15 fish right here. Came right up to it. I think I've got to go deeper to get them. They're chasing. Yes! cool. One fish started going for it, and then the other, out of competition, just ripped in there to eat it. Super cool to see. Finally, something that's working. Three in a row I've missed. There we go. Let's talk about loop shape here. A tight loop is usually what you want. However, when you're fishing with an indicator, weights, maybe a couple flies, you do not want a super tight loop because you're gonna get tangled up. So you need to make a more rounded, open shape in your loop to avoid those tangles. You do that by deviating from the straight rod travel principle. Normally, you want your rod tip to go from A to B in a nice straight line. However, when you've got the indicator, weights, couple flies on, you're gonna go in a little bit more rounded shape to open up your loop. Oh, that's the big one. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. You can see the fish rising up to eat chironomids. Just coming up and grabbing them and going back down. There's all sorts of little shucks all over the water. There's some chironomids hatching. In the spring, this is not an uncommon occurrence where the morning starts out slow. The water's cold, the fish are kind of lethargic. However, as the sun heats up the water, you're gonna get a chironomid hatch oftentimes in the afternoon. And those fish are gonna come out and start feeding heavily. Be patient, be observant, and oftentimes you'll turn a slow morning into an incredible afternoon. Going along with opening up your loop, the other thing that you can do is you can make one single cast at a time. So what you do is you would cast, let your fly's indicator land on the water briefly, pick it up, cast again, and then come back down, allowing a little bit of line to slide through your fingers each time. This is gonna avoid a lot of tangles. Now we are having fun. Oh, that's a big dog. I think it's safe to say we figured out what they were eating. Man, that was a challenging day up until then, but it all panned out. Just took a break, dried off my socks a little bit. They're sitting out there to dry on a rock. I am barefoot, so hopefully I don't step on anything gnarly, but I re-rigged a little bit. I went longer because I could see that there were a lot of fish that were way down deep, and the fish that are coming up to eat my fly, I could see them raising up through the water column. So I'm gonna go deeper and try and get down to those fish that are deep, and they seem to be a little bit bigger. We'll see. color. Fish. Walking around this tiny little pond and I was seeing fish, but now I don't see any. In the position here, there's one. Here's the fly I'm using. 4 inches of water. Little fish. Look at that little fish. In that. I caught him in that. I can't even believe there's fish in here. But that's why this place is so fun. That's it for me, guys. It started out a little slow. I was definitely on the struggle bus. But it turned out to be a fantastic day. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, share it with a friend. We'll catch you on the next one.